Hello and welcome to Dumb and Dragons, a podcast where Helpful Go Gaming plays Dungeons and Dragons with Dominic Monaghan. Woot! I'm Andrew Gilbert, but tonight I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master. And I'm not alone. With me is the incredible Dominic Monaghan playing the halfling monk Cryon Fane.
Hey, what's up, guys? But I also noticed that, Andy, you're holding a DM in your image, in your avatar, obviously showing that you are the dungeon master, but it also looks like you're holding my initials at the same time.
Dom Monaghan, yeah.
You're cradling Dominic Monaghan, which makes me feel very safe and warm and cozy. And then I'm surrounded by my little hero crew. So
that's nice. It shouldn't make you feel safe. It should make
I was like, I'm not sure that's the right read.
Yeah, could feel creepy. Could be a little creepy.
Yeah, you accidentally put your life in my hands. Sorry about that. Next is the unbenevolent dictator of Helpful Goat, Galway, playing the turtle druid McKeck Tumbledown.
Hey, everybody.
Lena playing the Azamar warlock Elif Fire.
Hey.
And Adam playing the bugbear barbarian Connie Demure.
So excited to be here, everybody. Hello.
I'm excited too. This is going to be really fun. Yeah. Everyone had a good day so far? Hopefully.
Yeah, pretty good.
Good. Yeah. We're gonna kind of jump right in. We have just a few announcements, and then we're gonna get going with our game this evening, which should be intense and a blast and a fun time.
Quiet! I am so sorry I had my push to talk on. I am mortified.
Well, who are you trying to get quiet there? Is that a cat or a dog? It seemed to be silent. Somebody screaming at it for no reason.
Oh my god.
So funny. Oh man.
Oh my
But
God,
wait,
that's
talk us through that.
party.
Yeah.
Just talk us through that for a second. There
Stop
seemed
the
to be
podcast.
a long section of silence, and then you screamed quiet. But I didn't hear an interruption. What just happened there?
So I have already off of push to talk, I've already yelled more quiet out into the hallway where my nephews are running up and down screaming like little monsters. And then for the third time, for some reason, I put my thumb on push to talk just in time to scream. So it makes me just sound like
You're the monster.
like myself. Yeah.
No, I genuinely thought you were yelling at Andy for a second.
And what did I do?
I did too. I just thought you were not interested in the dungeon master seat, and you were like, "Quit it already! Let's pull out swords and start killing things. Come on!"
Oh man.
Holy shit. What a way to start. I love it.
I love that too.
All right. Well, hey, we're on Twitch tonight. Live, obviously.
Yeah.
So you can feel free to ask questions or talk to us in the chat. We'll try to talk a little bit about stuff. We'll try to pay attention to that a little bit, but we are going to get into some craziness in the game. So if we ignore you for just a little bit, we have an amazing community of people. They can answer a lot of questions for you. Hit them.
Quiet! I'm sorry, you guys. That was my outside voice. I do apologize. I thought my brain had said that, not my voice.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
I'm never gonna live that down.
Oh, never. Oh my god, never.
Yeah. Andy, I'm sorry.
Not at all. You're good.
Too good to miss.
We are also Twitch affiliate, which means you're able to cheer and subscribe to us. And anyone who has Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free through Twitch Prime. It's super easy to link those accounts, all for free. Couple acknowledgments. We're using Roll20 as our virtual tabletop. we have original music by Sam Winnie, which is our theme song, and it's fucking awesome. And a lot of our sort of in-game music then comes from Incompetech or Tabletop Audio. There are specific; those will be in the YouTube and the podcast descriptions. And amazing original artwork from Monty at Miraculous Monty on Twitter. Super fun, super awesome, excellent person. And this is Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, and it's our second session. So if you've missed a little bit of our first session, or if you missed this is your first time watching, totally fine. We'll have our last game up in our Twitch files for about a couple weeks. But by then they'll be on YouTube, and we'll definitely have it out on podcast. So there's going to be lots of ways to take in all of this good Dom Monaghan action. That wasn't dirty at all.
I have a little thing that I'd like to maybe add at this point, since we seem to be in kind of the administration section of the podcast.
Yes.
So there's a great little Twitch live chat feed going on right now, and I think if I were one of the people listening to this broadcast and watching the chat feed, I'd probably represent that person that is asking questions about, how did this happen and what are the rules of this particular thing. And I think in our first episode, because it was my first ever time doing this, I just kind of watched it as I went and asked questions later. I might tonight represent the noobs a little bit more and be asking a little bit more of the mechanics of how did we get there? How does that work? As a kind of like learn as you go type thing. Does that make sense? Yeah. That sounds kind of boring. I could just scream quiet if you want.
You could. That's immediately exciting. Yeah.
Why not both?
Yeah. We're getting all this
right, all good.
I think that's awesome.
Absolutely. And at any point, this is a live recording, obviously, of a edited thing. So at any point, if anyone needs to stop for any reason, just let us know. Whatever's going on, we'll just get it going.
Yeah, it's to add to that, it's a live recording of a podcast. It's also a live streaming of like friends playing a game, and a part of like playing a game is clarifying rules and talking about the game. So yeah. I think we're 100% comfortable with that. And as game designers, I think we even like enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, we were in a pretty testy fight coming towards the end of episode 1 on Wednesday, and there were a few times where I was wondering, from a positional point of view, because there were times where we were all the good guys, let's call them, were kind of stacked up next to each other or in a tight group. And I wondered, like, traditionally in a battle like that, does it make more sense for our Dungeons and Dragons characters to be more in a kind of, north, south, east, west kind of grouping so that we can, make sense of the creatures that we're trying to fight? Or does the position of the characters not necessarily make a huge amount of difference in the battle?
That's a really good question. Yeah. There's kind of a variant rule of what's called flanking. And I totally enjoy this rule. And so if two characters are on opposite sides of a creature, they'll get advantage on their attacks. Which is a lot easier to hit just because that creature can't look at two people at once, kind of thing. So that does affect, positioning can affect how things are. And if you have like a rogue in the group, that really affects positioning, but we don't have one of those right now.
But also a fundamental effect of it was sort of like we were saying before we went on. Elif is a super powerful caster. Like, she can do some pretty incredible things. She does not like getting hit. She does not have...
which is why, if people remember, I was like hanging way back in that battle, and I was upset when Connie dragged me a little in.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So there can also be considerations to that, like how hard are they to hit? How much health do they have? Like, Mikek is also a spellcaster, and so doesn't have very much health. We saw when it critted me twice, and I was dying. But I actually have a pretty high armor class, meaning even though I don't have a ton of health, I'm actually pretty hard to hit. Andy actually, those mud creatures more or less had to roll critical hits in order to.
Yeah, pretty much.
And when, let's say, you're casting a spell, like a healing spell on the group, obviously, if we're all close to each other, we're all going to get hit with that spell. But if people are spread out a little bit, does the power of that spell dissipate, or does the power of like a poison spell dissipate around distance? Do you know what I mean?
Right. There are some like area effect spells. Generally those are bad. There's not a lot of healing that has an area effect.
But there are beneficial effects.
Every once in a while you find it, but
like paladin auras.
Yeah, others,
things like that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very dangerous a lot of times to be against a spellcaster when you're really grouped up like that. So yeah, this is all really good tactical information.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Beautiful. So yeah, any other announcements, questions, anything before we get going? Because otherwise we'll get into our story for this evening.
I think I'm good.
Beautiful.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, then let's begin tonight's episode of Dom and Dragon.
Dom and Dragons. Dom and Dragons.
Quiet!
Yeah, no, my voice activity recording is just going to be nothing but laughter and like gasping for breath. That's it. Sorry, Sam.
Sam explicitly asked that I do sing over his music. So
really, because in the chat he went with "Oh God."
Oh no.
Last time on Dom and Dragons, a group of unlikely friends have found themselves caught up in the political strife of an invading army. They were just taken to a nearby swamp in order to fight mud creatures for the amusement of the soldiers. And after that, after they were successful, though barely, I might add, the group was shoved back into a carriage, carted off back toward town. On the way, however, bandits attacked and killed the driver, sending the horses flying down the road. Now, as the draft horses clomp at top speed, you feel them turn off the road, heading west. The carriage begins to violently thrash around and throwing up rocks and mounds of mud, now on this unpaved, uncobblestoned area. And you all begin to realize, heading west from the road south of town, if you go in this direction for too long, you're going to run straight into Wither Gulch, a 20-foot wide, 100-foot deep chasm that just runs north and south on the outskirts of town. My friends, I believe you need to stop this cart before it falls over the edge.
Oh, God.
So this is not to scale, just a representation of how close you are getting in your cart with the horses to the gulf to the west. So,
not to
as
scale.
you look around, yeah, not to scale. We're not that close quite yet.
Okay, I was like,
You look around. There's a wolf sitting in a corner. Cryon Fane, Connie, and Elif, you are chained together still. which is chained to the bottom of the carriage itself. What is it, ladies and gentlemen, that you would like to be doing at this point?
Could I ask a quick question?
Please.
How long has it been since like we started getting in the cart and we're heading back? Like how long have we been on the road?
It's been about maybe 20 minutes or so.
Okay. So there is indeed still a wolf there.
Yes.
And I know that we're heading towards a gulch.
All of you, yeah. You did a little bit of calculation in your head, and this is a very famous little chasm here, right outside of town. So, you're pretty sure this is where you're headed.
So,
what's the name of the gulch again?
Wither Gulch.
Oh, Wither. Also, was this region just like last in line when they were handing out positive names?
Yep.
Burden Wither Gulch.
It's a downtrodden area of the world, sure.
It's slipped my mind, but what happened to our guards that were there in the last episode, forcing us to fight those mud monsters? Did they?
Yeah, good question. Yeah. So the guard that was driving had gotten a few arrows shot in him, and you can see through the kind of bars in the front of the carriage a little bit. He's still there, just slumped over entirely. Not in control. The other guards tried to turn to fight the bandits, and so you're not sure what their fate is. Including the guard that seemed to notice you pocket that dagger and didn't say anything.
Does anyone have a kind of communicate with animals ability out of the carriage?
there is now it's sitting in the corner a turtle, no longer a wolf, and you see. So, I don't know if you're aware, but we're probably going to plummet to our Let me see if I can handle something here.
Hey, turtle,
What did I?
time is of the essence here. You maybe talk a bit faster.
Can you just do things faster? Generally be as fast as me. I really don't want to die, and I don't know anything about animals or carriages. I'm a city girl. Please save me.
So, two things happen. I cast Speak with Animals on myself. And second, several of the flowers in Connie's flower crown blossom.
God
Aww.
damn it.
And so then I'm going to sort of like push my face to like one of the gaps. Horses, could we maybe not plunge to our deaths?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Why did I off my charisma? 13.
13's not bad. Yeah, you're able to get their attention, and they're able to answer you back, and you can understand, right?
Yeah. I can
Okay,
comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration.
Yeah. All right. You hear one of them go, "Holy fuck! We're being chased!"
I don't think we're being chased, and
We're being chased!
Look, if we're being chased, I will beat them to death with a magical stick, but I can't do that if you plunge us into a ravine.
Fuck you, man! We're being chased!
Might I recommend some veterinary mood tranquilizers provided by the veterinary branch of Tumbledown's Flower Crowns?
Can we hear what he's saying to the horses?
You hear him going,
Oh my
and
god.
like, I imagine.
Is he saving us, or should I just start like I don't know, blowing things up? I can blow things up.
What? How would that help?
It just generally fixes things when I blow things up. It generally solves things.
Is the back of the carriage like closed and locked, Andy?
Yeah, you are encased entirely in the carriage, and both doors on the sides are locked. There is like a small window with bars in the very back that you can see out of, but there's no exit that way, I guess.
We're still shackled, is that right? Or have we?
You have manacles on, but you're not tied to anyone, Cryon.
Right.
Connie and Fire are tied together.
I really must emphasize that we will all die if you continue on your present course.
Gah, Ruggick, damn it. So if the horses don't seem to be responding to Mikek's weird sounds,
yeah, they
Connie's...
seem oddly terrified of something. Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, Connie isn't a genius, but he's, interested in surviving. He might recommend that we break open, with our strength, both of the entrance, the doors on the sides of the wagon, and we gotta slow down this wagon. We gotta use heavy objects as brakes on this runaway damned wagon.
You're really heavy. So I'll blow the doors off and then we throw you out the back, right?
No,
Wait, I catched you. Never mind. Terrible idea. I'll blow the doors off and then we all jump, right?
Would that be safe to blow the doors open, or should we just break them open and throw me out one end on one of the chains and you and Mikek out the other side and just try to use our feet on the ground to slow the wagon down?
That sounds like a really great way to get broken legs.
Yes, slowing horsepower? That seems
I don't volunteer for this.
I think
you have a little bit of knowledge of just horses. These are draft horses. These are powerful creatures.
And we're going fast, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in the midst of all, I know this is a little bit of a swerve, but in the midst of all this confusion, is there any opportunity for us to throw guards off the back of the wagon so that we get rid of one problem, or are we having to deal with this one first?
You don't see any other guards at the moment. Just the one
in front slumped.
Yeah, that you heard him get shot, at least.
Is anyone dexterous enough to kind of creep around and grab hold of the reins of the horses? Like, who would be the most dexterous in the crew?
Probably you.
Yeah, I was going to say, everyone looks at you.
Yeesh. Well, I could try a dexterity roll. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think if the talking to them isn't working, grabbing their reins might work.
Yep, you got to get out the door first, and then you could totally try to kind of climb out and around.
Okay, do you think that's doable? It seems like he's spry enough to at least get up and around the door before doing a dexterity check, or do I do that now?
Well, we can blow the door somehow first, and then you can attempt that. Yeah.
Does it seem safe to blow the door with an explosion with us inside here? Or I might suggest that Connie, in his anger at Ella for keeping on giving him sass, would try to punch her, but Adam am making him miss so that he punches the door behind Elef. But also this could be him just trying to enact his plan of breaking the doors open with strength. Could be a combination of both.
Gotcha, yeah. Give me a strength check to see how well you can do that.
And I'm guessing it's been more than a minute since we left the mud combat, so I don't think I have any more rage.
Okay.
Unless you're willing to flub that.
You have so much rage.
No, it's definitely been more than a minute, yeah.
Okay. So strength check. Let's do it. Gosh.
A 12. You slam into it. You hear it crack just a bit. It wasn't quite enough to break it.
Okay, let me try. I know you think you're so strong, but sometimes you just have problems, right? And that's okay. You just have bad days every day, every day. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the door.
She's not wrong. I'm a miserable son of a bitch.
Does a 23 hit the doors?
Hit the door, yeah, and a 13 damage is enough to then the door slams outward and tumbles to the ground, bouncing a few times. You now have an open door on the right side.
Boom. Okay. Well, shall I volunteer and roll a dexterity check?
Yes, I think an acrobatics check probably, since you are skilled in that. Yeah, you're gonna try to climb outside the thing and onto where the driver is. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so. Just try and get hold of the reins. So at the moment on my character sheet, I have a I already start with a 5, right? So that's going to be added to whatever I roll. How do you work out what I need for it to be successful as the dungeon master?
Right, that's a good question too. So dungeon masters then have what's called a difficulty or a challenge rating or a difficulty check.
Difficulty check.
DC. And generally it's like a 10 or better is something that's kind of easy to do. A 15 or better is something that's kind of hard to do. A 20 or better is something that's really hard to do. And like 25 to 30 is almost near impossible.
Right.
So I have that in my head, what this is already.
Well, let's have a look, you guys. Let's see.
You got
Here
this.
we go.
You were rolling so great last time.
Oh, I see. Was that an 11?
An 11, all right. So it's been a little muddy. It's been a little rainy. As you climb out on this, you're going very fast. And the carriage dips at a point, bouncing off of a rock, kind of almost getting airborne a little bit behind these horses. You slip off of the side of this, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, so then just click dexterity? Is that all I'm clicking now?
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Under in the saving throws section.
Okay. Copy that.
A 16, very good. Yeah, you bounce off, lose your grip, but are able to catch the bottom of the side of this carriage. Your back is maybe 6 or 7 inches from the ground as it's rushing underneath you.
He's just a show off. I just think he's trying to get a little bit of attention from the rest of the crew. You know, he's totally got it. He's just messing around. This is his Indiana Jones moment.
Okay,
That's awesome.
So give me, if you want to try to climb back up to the reins, give me another acrobatics check.
There we go.
Ooh, 20. There's some good rolling. All right. You've got your handle on things. You climb up the side again. Just kind of wink at like Elif as you go by, and you climb up onto the front here. And yeah, the guard is slumped over the side, limp, just kind of bouncing with the carriage. If you want, you can try to grab the reins and slow these things down.
Let's for sure grab the reins. What would that be?
So this is going to be an animal handling check to see if you can, if you can guide these horses.
Ooh.
Oh, you guys.
20. Wow. Natural 18 there to get a 20. Yeah, you grab the reins. You're pulling as hard as you can. The horses now, they're not quite letting up, but you feel you can turn them if you wanted to. And honestly, you're getting pretty close to the
slowing down would be good. Anytime, horses.
It feels like you guys, that the horses are fully aware that there's this gulch in front of us, but they also are aware of something else. So I feel like wherever I feel the least amount of tension on the reins in terms of a direction, I'm gonna let the horses decide, because they seem to know something that we don't, and it might not be the gulch.
Okay. That's interesting. Cryon, as you're sort of working that out in your head, you feel less tension if you sort of turn them to the left.
Okay.
And it's actually going to be a little tight. You're putting all your strength into trying to turn these two giant horses, and they're coming up really quick on this thing. You do then, because you sort of work that out in your head, you sort of look over your shoulder to the right then, and you think you see the thing that they're running from.
Oh.
There's what looks to be a black dog, about as big as a horse. Its eyes red and fiery, trailing behind a little bit of smoke from them as it gallops, kind of quietly off to your right as well. Does anyone else want to try to do anything at this point?
So
hey, you're turning us. That's great. We're gonna be safe, right? There's nothing bad going on here.
So
Do we see it? Do we see the black thing, or is it just the horses? I've seen it, right?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, if you want to tell the others, that's fine.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to alert the crew. But that's not a roll, right? That's just me telling them, or do I have to roll?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you shout back whatever you want.
Okay. You guys, look over your right shoulder, and that's the problem.
And look out the door. Do we see it?
All of you then, looking out the back, see this giant beast chasing you.
All right, so jumping out isn't a great option, I guess.
So
Yeah, apparently not. Go faster.
So firstly, I would like to apologize to you for my statement that nothing is chasing us. Clearly that was incorrect. Secondly...
You think?
Secondly, Andy, so I feel Cryon trying to turn us sort of to the left, right? And that's how we're gonna... So I would like to, if possible, use mold earth and kind of its function of making terrain difficult terrain to sort of start blocking off the right side. Essentially making the horse that's on the right of the cart go a little slower, which should increase the pull to the left.
Gotcha. That's going to be a pretty intricate kind of balance there. Why don't you give me a wisdom check to just kind of, or an arcana, either one, I guess, but.
With proficiency or not?
At a dexterity, say?
That's just from the spell.
Yes. Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, with proficiency.
So I'll do it as my insight, but...
Sure.
22.
Nice.
22, very nice. Yeah, so you start to kind of raise the earth and mold it just a little bit ahead of you to the right so that the horses are naturally trying to avoid that and pull a little bit more into where Cryon is trying to get them. So yeah, you feel you're making progress, keeping them here just a little bit more. Give me one more animal handling check, Cryon, to really avoid slipping down into this thing. But it's a little easier this time.
Nice.
A 17, very nice. Yeah, you feel really confident now. You've really gained control. They've actually slowed up a little bit now, and are turning away from the Gulch. You actually feel a little bit safer here. However,
I'm sorry.
No, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to ask: is the guard that I'm obviously leaning over to grab the reins? Is he dead? Am I pretty sure that he's dead?
You can give me a quick medicine check to just kind of glance over real quick.
I was also going to do a quick pickpocketing check, but I don't know how to do that. Can I do both? Can I do a check his pulse and frisk his pockets at the same time? What would that be?
Yeah, let's make this a sleight of hand check then.
Naughty crier. Naughty. 10.
15 total. 15. Yeah, because you are quite good at this. This is what you're pretty good at. Yeah, you get the sense he's been bleeding pretty bad. He's had 3 arrows in him. This doesn't look good for him. But he does have a pouch of 5 gold pieces on him. And you can add that to your stores.
Certainly will. Thanking you.
Very nice.
Good deed there.
All right. As the horses are slowing up, though, a little bit, everyone's looking out the back. This giant beast of a thing is gaining now on you.
Yeesh, guys, we don't
it's a
have
very
time
large
to
one.
rest, do we?
I can Eldritch blast it. I can blast it from here. I have like a range of 120 feet. Should I blast it? Want me to fire it?
Maybe we just I'm gonna sort of shuffle towards the back of the cart. Hello. Are you friendly?
Does it look friendly? It doesn't look friendly to me.
I still have speak with animals up. So
yeah. Does that affect beasts?
Yes.
Okay. It doesn't seem to understand you.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. That was the quickest way to confirm
this is not a natural creature.
Mikek's gonna sort of blink. So, I've got some bad news for us generally and some good news for Elif. That's not an animal. I think perhaps proceed with the blasting now.
Okay, blasting away. And I'm gonna check an Eldritch Blast.
All right. Do you lean out of the cart, or do you try to fit it through the bars?
Well, the door is open, right? So I can just kind of...
It's behind you, yeah.
The door on the side on your right is open.
Oh, I thought there
lean.
was the back doors. Yeah, you're gonna make me make a dex save if I lean out of the cart.
I don't know.
I'm gonna just try to fit it through the bars.
Okay.
I rolled a 12. That's probably not good enough.
Yeah, having to aim through the bars, it's really hard. You're having a hard time hitting it as well and not catching the carriage itself on fire. That one missed, I'm afraid.
Hey, why don't we throw at the guard? Maybe it's just hungry. Cryon! Is that your name? Did you introduce yourself to us earlier?
Yeah, he talked to us and we just never told him our names because we're rude.
Uncharacteristically, I remember your name, Cryon. Can you shove that guard off after you done pickpocketing him?
I think I could do that. What is that? Is that a strength check? What is that? I mean, he's a halfling.
He's already half off. It wouldn't take much to just give him a little push. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Nothing to roll.
Yeah, I'll do that. No problem. I've definitely frisked all pockets. Right, he's clean. Just checking. Just checking.
You can check one more time with an investigation roll if you really want to search him good.
You just, you never know. People have gems,
Yeah. You're
It's 20. Come on.
20 total. Yeah, you're really frisking this guy. The horses have slowed up just a little bit as you're not paying as much attention to them. You're giving him the once over here. He's got some weapons on him. He's got 2 daggers and a short sword, plus a shield and a little bit of decent armor.
Okay,
but it would take a while to get the armor off.
Okay, no
I
armor.
was gonna say, so we're stripping him now.
Yeah, can I take the weapons and in some way can I throw them back to the guys? Because I'm not really well versed in weapons. I don't know how good their weapons are. But
sure, yeah, you take off the daggers and the short sword, fit it through the bars that go into the carriage part. Yeah, and then that's pretty much everything you find on him.
Okay, cool. And then I dump him unceremonious.
All right. You dump him, off. He bounces a few times on the ground, and you see the beast behind you leap on the creature, on the guard. And you turn your face away as you hear a crunch through armor and whatnot.
I thought you were going to say leap over the guard, and I was like, oh shit.
Fudge.
Did it work? Did it work? Did you save us?
So if you want, Cryon, you could lead the horses back to the road. You feel that that thing behind you is busy at the moment, and we are out of danger for the moment.
Temporarily. Yeah, let's slow them down a little tick so that they're not panicking, but let's for sure head towards the road with a nice level of pace. What?
Right.
So am I rolling something? Is that an animal handling thing? Or?
No. At this point, yeah, you've already mastered these horses and the carriage. You get a feel for everything. You can navigate pretty well now.
And thank you, Bitter Ash, for the gift of 5 tier 1 subs.
Sweet. That's awesome. All right.
Nice.
Yeah. So the rest of you, get back on the road. It is starting to become evening now. You've avoided the Gulch. You've avoided this scary beast that for some reason was in the field. And yeah, it's you have a moment to just catch your breath as you're getting back on the road heading into town.
Is this a rest time, guys? Is that how this works in great time? Kind of re-up
sure could
our
be.
energy levels?
We can do a short rest here. If everyone is just being calm, the last sort of...
Yes, please.
You can even pull off to the side of the road to just really catch your breath and regain your senses here. A quick search of the carriage reveals then keys to the manacles.
Yeah.
So you can unlock those as well.
Connie, can Connie find the key to his and Elif's chain first?
I feel like you need to make a check for that because I don't trust you.
That's why I'm
hey,
asking.
Can I fuck Elif up first?
I'm just asking. Connie doesn't want to fuck you up, but he also is not particularly interested in letting you out of his grasp.
I'm also looking for the key. Yes.
All right, so Cryon, you find the key. And you see
holding all the marbles.
You see Connie and Elif scrambling around the place looking for, and in every little corner for keys, saying, as soon as I find it, I'm gonna, stuff like that.
Good Elif impression.
Oh!
Right? So if you want,
this
Connie,
is just my disclaimer. Adam and I actually love each other. I know our characters are having a lot of conflict in both podcasts right now, but we actually really care about each other.
Yeah, we love each other.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. I think I would try and maybe stand on the top of the seat that our guard was sat on before I threw him off, and hold up the stack of the little ring of keys and give them a little jingle and ask if that's what everyone's looking for, and then very carefully go over and use one of the keys on my. Is it turtle? Is that what my friend is? A turtle?
Yes, I am technically a turtle, though I'm also not actually manacled, because I was a wolf when they put me in the cart, and they couldn't figure out how to make that work.
Oh, so it's just
the two of them.
So I would.
Yeah, so you can pop them off your own wrist.
I would undo my own shackles, hold them up, and say, "You guys, are you looking for these keys?"
I'll just
yeah, that'd be great.
Fair.
Can you unchain me? I don't want to be chained to this guy anymore. He wants to kill me or turn me in. Or
All
something.
right.
He's not nice.
One rugged damned second. Cryon, I gotta tell you, Elif here has been the most frustrating, goddamn difficult bounty I've ever hunted. She is a dangerous, murderous woman.
You want to talk about dangerous and murderous and criminal? You were the most corrupt sheriff I have ever seen. You were stealing money from the people that you were supposed to be protecting and holding them up and making them pay you protection. You were awful. You were absolutely awful. That's why you're not the sheriff anymore. You were
Elif, compared to other sheriffs the town of Burden had before me, I was a rugged damn saint. Cryon, I'm telling you, she is an arsonist. She has killed many people with her fires, and during my tenure as Sheriff of Burden, she was just the worst. I'm telling you.
Okay, I am an explosives specialist, not an arsonist. Can you please get it right for once in your life, Kami? I know you've been knowing me for 15 years or something, right? Since I was 12. I don't know what your problem is.
You guys,
also, I don't kill that many people.
You guys, I totally, I could listen to this all day. It's like music to my ears. But let's just back up for a second. We were all in a cell together. We all battled these crazy mud monsters together. We jumped on a runaway carriage. We managed to avoid being attacked by a monster. We actually seemed to make a great team. I'm in a situation here where I can untie the both of you, but only under the condition that we agree that what we've went through has kind of binded us together as a crew. We can achieve amazing things if we stop this internal squabbling. We have a common enemy. So it's up to you guys, but I'm the keymaster.
I also wonder if we might make a common cause for something more productive than just an enemy.
I mean, enemies are pretty productive, right? I really like bringing down enemies. That's why Connie hates me.
Okay, well, before Connie starts invoking his god again, to be clear, I was arrested because I went to the Gaholnian army demanding the return of my sister. She's been missing for several days, and something just tells me that the Goholnians are involved. Clearly, going and asking politely, if stubbornly, didn't do too much. So perhaps we could track down leads together. Might that be agreeable? Elif, for your sake, there's probably going to be lots of blowing up Goholnians.
I do love blowing things up. I will do this if Connie will agree. I guess I'll do this. And because I trust you guys. I trust Cryon and I trust McKeck. Not Connie. But if you guys trust Connie, then I will consent to this and we can be a crew and go blow up Goholnians.
I mean, that sounds great to me. If you guys need a little more time to think about it, we could all take a short rest and I can keep you both shackled. And you can spend just a little bit more time going over your options. But if you're shackled together and you don't like each other, I don't think you're going to be around too much longer.
It's a fair point.
That is a good point. To be clear, we did stop off. Like, this is not in a moving wagon. We've kind of stopped off. And...
Right, yeah, you're on the side of the road at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Connie will glower at everybody one by one. And then he'll turn to Mikak and he'll say, "All right, Tortellini, how much is in it for me?"
Well, what with the Goholnian occupation, there hasn't been a great deal of coin coming through Tumbledown's flower crowns. However, as my Gammy always suggested, don't trust the ruling class. We have certain stores tucked away that could be useful for people who find themselves getting stabbed by spears a lot. There's still a hole, not in your coat, just you right there. Quite disquieting. But,
Connie will look down, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even notice. Man, they really skewered me back there, didn't they?"
Yeah, so I might be able to offer you some supplies which could help if you found yourself in a situation like that again.
Okay, alright, okay. Connie will not quite glower, he'll look a bit more thoughtfully, as thoughtful as a bugbear can appear at all of you.
This offer, of course, also extends to all of you. In addition, I can offer my expertise as an herbalist and healer to help you with anything. Also, I believe, Cryon, you mentioned you're looking for a music box?
Yeah, I was told by somebody who used to spend some time in a religious order that I was involved with, that there was a music box back in the cell that we all came from, which feels like we're a long way away from that now. I'm kind of more than happy to put a pin in that for a second and maybe find our way back there. Who knows? The music box may have gone by that point.
But if the music box was in the cell, there's a chance that the Goholnians have it. And as I said, I rather suspect that my sister has been taken by them, so we might have another opportunity to find it or search similar locations.
Seems like we have kind of a common goal and a common enemy. We just need these other two crazy asses to get on the same page.
Hey, I'm totally on board. I love blowing up Goholnians. They're like the worst. They're occupying the town and they're totally screwing up all of my totally legitimate criminal activity.
You remind me of my Gammy.
You know what? I think we all have our things that were taken away from us by the army back at the jail, so it does sound about right that we should get back there and get back what's ours. We should do that together for sure. And if there's another bounty job in this for me, i.e., do bugbears say i.e.? I don't know. Now they
I guess
do.
they do now.
Now they do, yeah.
Helping Tortellini here find his sister, then, given our newfound burgeoning camaraderie, I suppose, yeah, I could see fit to be unchained from this here explosions expert. What did you say? How did you?
Explosive specialist. An explosive
specialist. Yeah. Yeah, I think we could just be a downright peachy team, and I don't bear her any more ill will, and I'm perfectly on board with switching over to this other bounty and have no intentions of changing my mind later on in our adventures. To be clear, Andy, I am suggesting that this is a deception check.
I'm rolled a 4 for insight.
I like that just instantaneous. I didn't even wait. I'm just like, insight check this.
But I didn't even call for rolls.
But to be clear, like, he meant the part about going back to the jail together and getting their things together. So I don't know if burying the lie or attaching it to a truth would perhaps give Connie advantage.
I have heard your plea. Roll.
With advantage?
No.
Oh, well, damn. Okay. All right, here we go.
Dang it.
For now, Elif and McKeck, he seems kind of trustworthy.
That's completely out of character for him, but okay, I'll go with what the dice said.
Right. Elif, I think you are generally very distrustful of him, but so far what he says doesn't quite ring as false.
And he did look genuinely like interested in the idea that, oh, there's this other job here, and that Mikek has stores of things that might be valuable to him. Like
several new flowers have appeared on his flower crown as Mikek is smiling.
Connie has no way of telling. That is infuriating. There's a message from Andy the DM. Is that wasn't
wait
to me? Is it?
Yeah, that's a whisper to you. What are you?
Did you mean
trying to say out loud here? What are you doing?
Did you mean to whisper it to me or to Galway?
To Connie.
Are we looking at the same whisper?
Galway can probably see the whisper.
I can't.
Because. Oh well, never mind.
Yeah, you made a mistake, I think.
I think it's to Connie. I think you're the only one that can see it, Ed.
It's not showing up on the Twitch stream, so unless I am way
but
behind.
You're asking the whisper I see is a question about something that has nothing to do with Connie.
I was asking you to ask the question. because Connie doesn't know that information.
All right, you didn't really. It seemed like you were just asking me that.
Oh no, sorry.
I was like, I don't.
We're deep inside the onion now.
Yeah. So what we're talking about is
D&D onion.
Yeah, I have the ability to whisper things to my players that only they can see.
Right.
And that one I whispered to Adam as a thing that his character might be thinking of, but the rest of you,
replete with like bizarre capitalization. So I'm gonna say this with the capitalization that Andy provided to me. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. So it seems like we're on board. What? What does that mean? Just type
it's a response.
And I just baited him into doing that.
Someone just whispered at me.
Oh, roll 20 whispering system. Okay, so Connie's saying, all right, well now it looks like we've got a path forward as a team here. I think we should help Michelangelo here with his finding his sister. But just one question for you, just off the top of my head. What's the name of your sister?
That feels oddly aggressive as a question off the top of your head, relating to factual information. My sister's name is Kalia.
All right. And she's just another big turtle-looking fucker like you, huh?
No.
Can you all see how he's like aggressively unpleasant and it's not me?
I'm a bugbear. What do you want from me?
Getting that a little bit, yeah.
That's why maybe unshackling him directly from you might not be irritating to the entire party instead of just you. Shall I go ahead and try and undo their shackles?
That would be so great. That'd be so great.
Is that a roll or not? That's just
just the decision. Yeah.
Go for it. While you're doing that, Kanye will be like, "What do you mean your sister's not a turtle? What is she then?"
I mean that she's not a turtle? I would have thought that the conclusion was obvious from the response.
There was a second part to that question, Mr. Apothecary. When you get to it, let us
Herbalist.
know. Oh, God.
Maybe a stepsister or something like that. Andy, when characters in Dungeons and Dragons have a short rest, does that do anything to their abilities, to their gear, to anything?
Yes, it does. Yeah. So as you undo the chains, you guys have rested now. You're just taking a time to breathe and get your bearings set. So mechanically, what that means is anyone who has down hit points, if you want, you can roll hit dice to get a few hit points back. And Cryon, you weren't hit at all in that last one. And I think, let me look something up real quick. But I think you get your key points back on a short rest. Which means you would go back up to your 2 for the moment.
2, yeah.
I think. Let me just double check. Yep, you do. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And yeah, so you go back up to 2.
I think
and
I'll roll.
Anyone else want to roll?
I'll roll 2 hit dice. Yeah.
Okay. And you add your Constitution modifier to each. Yeah. 9.
Didn't Galway get absolutely destroyed?
Yeah, I'm trying to work out how many I want to roll.
So 17 plus 2 plus 2, that's 21. That brings me right up to my total hit point maximum.
Nice.
I'll roll 2 as well.
All right.
So 16 total. I'm back up to
16 there. Elif, I think you are good as well.
Yeah, I'm totally good. I didn't get hit.
Nice. And then what this means is now that you've gotten a chance to kind of calm down a bit, your own abilities and powers also seem to have grown. You have reached level 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
Yeah, leveling is always a fun element of D&D. So, why don't we take a quick break here? Just to kind of solidify a couple of things for level. Then we're going to come back and talk about sort of how that process works real quick and some of the choices we have to make. And we can talk through some of those with Cryon as Dom has never played a monk before. So cool. Yeah, let's take a little break here and then come back with that.
Awesome.
So hang in there, everyone.
We will be back in just a moment, everybody.
Woo! BRB.
Hey, you cool cat and kittens out there. We're back. We're having a good time. We got some sexy music on, and we're gonna level our characters up. Oh yeah, can you dig it?
Because of the music, you're talking like that?
Because I have problems, I'm talking like that. So why don't we start with some hit points, some very sensual hit points.
It's getting weird, Andy.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
This is the first time I've ever been like, I don't know that I want to level. Nah, 2's good. I'm fine.
Yeah. So how I do level up hit points, which is I have my characters roll hit points, and then they get to decide whether they keep their roll or if they want me to roll. So it does play the percentages a little bit here to avoid like just ones now and then. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first so that I can also say thank you, Samwise the Pooh, for gifting 5 tier 1 subs.
Oh, sweet, Sam. Sam's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. I think it's a D8 for a druid.
Not again. Yours.
Oof. All right, here's my roll.
Slightly better.
Better. Hey, that's good. That's good. Add your Constitution modifier to that, and that goes up. You're a bit of a squishy druid.
Yeah, but my AC is also great. So
it is. Yeah. Who's next?
I can go. I'm also
right.
a D8. I'm also going to take yours. Please be better than the.
Here's what I rolled.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Lovely.
a lot.
Boom.
Connie, you want in?
Yeah, I'll roll a hit down.
It's 12, I believe. You rolled a 5.
That's a tricky one.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
I think I will go with yours.
He's a poker player.
here's mine.
Ouch.
4. It's a little lower. Just a little lower.
Not too bad. All right.
Not terrible. Not terrible. Yeah. And Cryon, if you want to give me a D8 roll.
And so it's the roll.
Do I
plus
roll
con
even though I
roll.
wasn't?
Yeah. You're leveling up to level 3. Give me some. Oh, this is not to regain hit points. This is for your hit points to go up. Totally. Ooh, a 6. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
You
that's
gonna keep that,
8,
or-
right? I think I probably
Yeah.
will keep that. Yeah.
Okay, so and your Constitution modifier is 1, so you're gonna go up another 7 hit points.
Dude, nice.
Just as a note, his dice are on whisper.
Oh, how do I unwhisper myself?
Oh,
That might have been a thing that Andy did.
So when you hover over the die roller in the left-hand bar on roll 20, Dom,
Yeah.
is GM highlighted at the top left there?
Yes, it seems to be.
Click it so it's unhighlighted.
Okay, I did that.
Yeah, so basically what that was doing was it was sending your rolls just to the GM, and so nobody else was seeing them. But now people will see your rolls.
GM being Andy.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, why not DM? What's GM?
Game master.
GM is the more,
Game
like the
master.
more generalized version of DM.
Copy.
In case you're playing.
DM
other
is
games.
used more for D&D, where GM is used across a lot of systems.
Nice. Cool. Tremendous knowledge. Love that.
Beautiful. So you are at 21 hit points, which is nice for a level 3 monk. That's really good.
Nice.
You also go up your, you go up a key point, so you're at 3 out of 3.
Cool.
So I'll mark that in your thing. You gain the deflect missiles attribute that you can do whenever you want. That is down on the features and traits side.
Sweet.
And you can do that literally. That doesn't cost a key point, I don't think. You can literally just, anytime someone shoots at you, you can do that.
But it is a reaction. He has to spend.
But it is reaction, so you can only do it once.
In
off
a
your
fight.
turn. Yeah.
Oh, off your turn. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do we get
Yeah.
a short rest hit die when we level up?
No, that you only. Oh yeah, no, you do. Yeah, so you'd go at a 3, and then you'd gain 1 right now if
Okay.
you want.
Cool, thank you.
So you're at 3 hit dice. Dom, you have 3 key, which again you can use for like flurry of blows, patient defense, step of the wind. And then we have to make the big choice for monks, which is your monastic tradition. How exactly did your training sort of come about here?
Yeah, I see a bunch of options here. Now, is this only happens at level 3, and then for the rest of the game he sticks with it? This is kind of a big decision to make.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll gain things as you go throughout this, but this will be kind of your niche.
I'm kind of picking my specific skill tree at this point. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, is there an easy kind of like sentence-based explanation of each one of these things?
A little bit. So, Drunken Master is one that's based on like erratic movements, and being very loose and flowing in your movements. You get a little bit more mobility when you fight with this kind of tradition.
Jackie Chan.
4 Elements is a little bit more of the sort of avatar kind of monk of you can control like water or ice or fire or something like that a little bit. Yeah, Kensei is the kind of monk that fights usually with a sword of some sort. A little bit more kind of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon-ish. The Long Death is interesting. It's kind of a dark sort of monk where you have the touch of death. Whenever you drop a creature to 0 hit points within 5 feet of you, you gain hit points from that. Like you kind of suck out their soul a little bit.
Oh, interesting. I like that.
Yeah. Open Hand. Have you ever seen like Naruto, the anime at all?
No.
Yeah.
What is that?
Okay. No, it's a fantastic anime. It's
a Netflix kind of thing.
It's like on Hulu probably, or Netflix. I'm sure has some.
How do you spell it?
Naruto. It's basically like Harry Potter Ninja.
Nice.
In a Japanese setting. But anyway, so there's a way of the open hand technique that one of the characters in that uses. Kind of. And this is about like kind of controlling your enemy a little bit. You can like knock them prone or like push them away from you or make it stun them for just like a tiny second. Yeah. That kind of thing. So that's kind of fun.
I like that.
Shadow. You're a little bit more into the shadow arts. You're a little bit more of a ninja. You can cast a couple spells with this, which are all about like subtlety and sneaking and stuff like that. And Sun Soul. This is where basically you have kind of fiery, or we could change the type just a little bit if we wanted to. Hits, like basically whenever you kick or hit someone, you can do that like up to 30 feet away because like this energy just shoots out from you.
Ever seen or played Street Fighter? You throw
yeah,
a fire. You Hadoken.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And okay, cool. Well, I think I definitely have a few that I've simmered down. So the ones that you didn't mention that have the UA next to them, that's because you have to get to a certain level to get that opportunity. Is that right? What does UA stand for?
Yeah, good question. The UA is marked for Unearthed Arcana, and those are not published yet. Those are like the sort of play testing different traditions.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which means they're not always balanced very well.
Right.
Some are a little overpowered, and some are like, this isn't quite as fun yet.
Okay, cool. Well, out of the ones that you mentioned, I think the ones that I seem to be into are either the Long Death, the Open Hand, or possibly the Shadow.
Ooh. Yeah.
When you say with the Long Death, if I'm next to a character that dies around me, I get their hit points if they're close to me. Is that a permanent thing? I consistently level up my hit points in that way.
you don't gain it forever. They're going to be called temporary hit points.
Yeah.
So they act a little bit as a buffer or a shield for you.
For how long?
For until you take a long rest, and then they'll go away.
Any form of rest.
Right, so the long death is not sounding as cool as it once did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the open hand sounds kind of cool. Where were you leaning,
Okay.
Andy? Like, what did you think kind of fit between my character the best?
Yeah, it kind of depended. If you wanted to lean into like being sneaky, I might suggest the shadow. If you wanted to lean into the sort of erratic, wild, crazy, drunken side, which I'm not seeing a ton of in Cryon, I would suggest like Drunken Master.
Yeah, he seems quite controlled, Cryon.
If you want to knock your enemies down and push them away and stun them for a second, Way of the Open Hand might be really interesting.
And that's kind of what it's what I would have thought for you based on the way you approached that first fight and like the questions you were asking. It makes you a lot better at a lot of the things you were saying of like, well, can I stop him from doing something? That's what the Way of the Open Hand excels at.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that does seem a little bit on point for my character. It's either that or the shadow, but the shadow seems a little more magic-y, is that right? And that's kind of two magic dealers in the crew.
Yeah, I mean, you would cast spells that aren't really hurting other people. You would cast more like a darkness bubble around you, or to cast silence where nothing can be heard in a little bit. Very good for sneaky kind of monks, but yeah.
Oh, that's kind of sexy too.
Right? they're all good. They're all pretty good. I enjoy
teleport at some point. Don't remember what.
6th, I think, where you can teleport into a shadow. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna go with open.
Yeah.
At some point, I can explore. Like you said, the teleporting thing might be something that is kind of shadow-like anyway. You know.
Yeah. So you're going with open hand technique? Is that what you said?
Let's do that.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right. So at level 3, you will gain this open hand technique where you can impose effects whenever you use your flurry of blows.
Nice.
Which is fun. Which is something kind of fun anyway, because you get a whole bunch of attacks.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I like it. I'm going to put that in your character sheet, and then I think you are officially leveled up.
So the next time there's a fight and I choose Flurry of Blows, instead of it just being a Flurry of Blows, there's now a few more options to how those blows happen. Is that right?
Exactly, yeah. So they'll have to like roll to see if they get knocked down or not, if you want to try to do that. Or they have to roll to see if they get pushed away from you 15 feet.
Nice.
Or you just stop any reactions that they might take during their turn, which... That was that opportunity attacks when they were doing that. That's what that is a reaction.
Yeah.
So that can be really... honestly, this is probably a little harder to remember all these things to play, but it gives you a lot more options in fights, which is really good. Yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful. All right. Cool. So that's in there now too. All right. How's everyone else doing? Did we all level up pretty good? Any questions?
I'm good.
Yeah, Connie selected the Path of the Juggernaut for his barbarian class.
I love it.
What does that do?
It just makes him even stronger. Basically.
Unstoppable.
Anybody in the Twitch chat who has questions about leveling up or about terms that we use, because I know that the first time I was playing, like, I was absolutely baffled by all the terms that kind of got thrown around. So if anybody has any questions about that, just let us know and we'll be happy to answer.
Yeah, we're learning this thing here. It's fun. It's honestly, like, if I could be serious for just a moment.
Okay.
Like in these times of grave disconnect, I'm not gonna.
I was gonna say you're undercutting your own request.
I can't be serious. That's a flaw of mine. Okay, seriously though. No, seriously. There's something kind of beautiful about learning a game together, not just playing it, but just kind of all of us learning this on the same page and progressing together. That's, I don't know, just really nice to feel in these times of disconnection. So
that's cool. Here.
Yeah, I hear that too.
Nice. All right. Then hey, if we're all leveled up, let's jump back into the game. So, Mikek, Cryon, Connie, Elif, you've rested now on the side of the road. Your horses have chewed on some grass. They you've patted them down. They're not sweating anymore. They're good to go. You have a carriage, I guess, because this is now yours. It seems like no one is claiming. No, all of the guards might be dead that took you out there, except for the knight who had ridden ahead of everyone. He might still be around.
Can we please change the music?
Sure.
It just doesn't feel right.
How far out from town are we? Do we have any idea of that?
About half an hour then. You kind of circled back pretty close to the swamp a little bit again. So heading about half an hour north along the road will hit you into the town.
So do you guys think we should sneak in or something? I just really don't want to go to jail again. I think they would probably put us back in jail.
That seems
also,
like
what was that dog that was chasing us?
not a dog.
I like the idea of sneaking for sure. Does anyone have a good handle on the kind of geography of the town? Anyone spent some time there?
I know this town like the back of my paw.
So what he means is he doesn't know it very well at all, right? Totally. But I grew up there, so I know it pretty well.
I also grew up there, and I can also help with the stealth when we're ready to head out.
Nice. Yep, I'm all for that. I'm all for getting back into that cell and seeing if I can find that music box.
Andy, would I know a back way in? Can I make a roll to see if I know a way into town that would be the least observed?
Sure, yeah. Go for it.
What roll?
Let's history roll.
8. That's not a good roll.
8. Honestly, you let Rosie do a lot of the sort of stealth planning of coming in and out of town. So she would know a lot, but not you.
Would I have any sense? Because I feel like Kalia and I have probably been moving some carts of supplies more recently, where we might, more specifically, something this big for getting in and out.
Sure, yeah. Give me a history check.
18.
Nice. Yeah, very good. You know of a farmer who doesn't mind if a lot of carriages kind of come through his farm. He's got a nice little path built up, and there's rarely been any guard presence on that. And that's a little bit on the southeast side of town. So yeah, you can hit it pretty easily.
So I think I have a path that we could take, but also as a question, are we wanting to go directly back to the cell at the moment, or should we get some rest first, or...
Just a little worried if we take ourselves to a tavern or somewhere to get some sleep that maybe will alert the guards to our presence. I'm not sure.
I feel pretty rested, and I think we got to get our things as soon as possible. Also, Andy, if you want to play DJ, I will note that we've gotten a couple requests for more medieval type music. If you felt so drawn to acquiesce to their demands.
Yeah, you know me. If enough people tell me to do something.
Stare at the sky.
But yeah, I don't need to rest. I can go for days, just days, only resting for an hour at a stretch. It's amazing, really. It's totally amazing.
Very well then. Yes, so if we proceed along this route and then eventually branch off a bit to the right, we can get in through the southeastern corner of town And when we're ready to head out, I think I have a spell that could help us avoid anyone noticing our passing.
Great. Let's get going.
All right.
So as we're going, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay. Very nice.
Am I the horse whisperer still? Am I at the front working with
If
the
you want to,
horses,
yeah.
or- I'm not. Yeah, I'm not sure.
You know it pretty well, at least, so it wouldn't be hard for you to navigate. If someone else wanted to take the reins, that's fine too.
Well, I mean, if there's enough, if our proximity is enough that while I'm leading the horses back into town, if I can kind of lean over my shoulder and ask the gang if they know anyone in the village by the name of Kalia.
Kalia?
Alia's my sister.
Kalia. Interesting. And is Kalia in town? Is she?
She's
is
been
she
missing
currently-
for several days. That was why I was arrested. I fear that the Gahonians had something to do with it, and I was yelling for them to give her back. Eventually, they decided I was too much of a nuisance and dragged me into a cell. But I made them carry me. It took 4 of them.
Rugged damned Gahonians.
Okay. Interesting. I think there's a chance that the music box that I'm looking for has some sort of link to your sister.
Interesting.
That's like 2 birds with 1 stone, right? We find her, we find the music box.
Yeah, it feels like our missions are becoming more and more... Maybe this is kind of fated in some way.
Perhaps.
Beautiful. Yeah. So you keep traveling along then.
Oh, by the way, my name's Connie. We haven't talked about that.
All
We
right,
should-
I'm Elif.
Now.
I think he keeps calling me Elif, and I've called him Connie, so you probably picked up our names. But yeah, I'm Elif. Nice to meet you.
It's
Yeah.
nice to meet you guys too. I picked up your names from the guards when they were ordering. I feel like it was the best time to introduce ourselves to each other, but my name's Cryon.
Good to meet you, Cryon. Name's Connie. Connie B. Demure. Used to be sheriff of the town of Burton for 10 years, but as Elif consistently keeps reminding us, I was a pretty corrupt one.
He was so bad at his job. He was like the worst.
Well, I think maybe leaving all of our histories behind us is going to be the best way for us to achieve our mission moving forward.
Right. Because we're supposed to be friends now. Right. I mean, he was the worst in the most nice way possible. He was the worst. Best. Yeah. Nice.
It's fine.
Thanks, Elif. I appreciate it. And Raphael, what's your name? You're one of them tumble downs, right? Tumble down.
Specified
tumble down
several
apothecary.
times and introduced myself to Cryon when he was talking to us through the window. I am Mekek Tumbledown, proprietor of
yeah.
Tumbledown's Flower Crowns, along with my sister.
Yeah, I know that place. Not a lot of crime down there, as far as I could always tell. Interesting.
Gammy tended to take care of the gangs that used to make that area home.
Okay. All right, well, maybe we should let the DM talk like he was doing before I interrupted him.
Are you still suffering from those spear wounds?
Yeah, I might be. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So about 20 minutes kind of go by, and you start to up ahead see the lights of Burden on this cold evening. But Cryon, as you're reining in these horses and starting to now peel off the road to go to where Mekek suggested you enter through the corn and the fields, you just kind of take a moment and realize you feel a little bit more at home with these crazy individuals. A little bit more, I don't know, a part of something. And that's really been lacking for you in a long time. It's kind of nice. Though you are certainly wary of these individuals. None of them, you met them all in jail, which is not always a great place to meet friends, but certainly, you're finding some exceptions here. As you're turning off the road, then you also see probably a couple horses coming out of town. It looks to be a small squad of guards of soldiers, and you had passed kind of a bloody mess in the grass back there. No horses, no guards, no bodies or anything, but just you're pretty sure that's where a lot of the fight went down, and these soldiers are probably coming out to check on those missing people. But you avoid them completely as you've now turned off the road. So that encounter is nixed. Good job. 4 pages of notes on that. Never mind. No, I'm just kidding. It's good. And you're coming in kind of through the fields over on the side of town. And hopefully everyone should be able to see our map of Burden here then as well.
Yeah.
This is not quite to scale.
So we're not as big as 3 buildings.
You're not quite as big as a house here, but it will position you a little bit. The carriage and the horses are eventually going to be noticeable, certainly. Probably by the time you get out of the fields up here.
Yeah, we should stow them behind a tree somewhere. Get moving on foot, I would think, right, crew?
Sounds good.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
How big is the carriage?
It's about 15, 20 feet long. About 10 feet wide.
And if you give me
fairly large, too.
If you give me a few minutes, I can also very, very efficiently hide the carriage.
Yeah, let's do that. Why don't we face it in the direction that we think we might burden? That always seems to help. Do we have a blip on where the cell is in the town, or do we have to go through the town to get? Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, down here is Burden Prison on the corner.
So we don't even.
You're kind of on that side of town.
So if people are okay with spending a couple of minutes, I'm literally going to just use mold earth, dig a giant pit.
Nice.
Okay.
Under
we're
the
putting
carriage.
the horses in a pit, or
No,
just the
not
carriage?
the horses, just the carriage.
Okay, good.
Okay, cool.
Let's have
the carriage facing away from the town as well, just in case we. You know what I mean?
Entirely bare.
But facing the right way.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can magic it up.
Yeah, you'll just have to. So you see. Yeah, so Mikek kind of describe your mold earth on the carriage. You've unleashed the horses here.
Yeah, so you'll sort of see Mikek reach up and like pull a flower down out of his flower crown, twirl it between his fingers, and as he does so, dirt sort of from the center of the carriage, underneath the center of the carriage, just keeps moving up and forming walls, and just more and more is pouring out over time until the carriage is just sort of slowly sinking down. And once it's underneath, the ground will sort of move back over it and then tamp down a bit. There, nice and secure. Hopefully no one tries to throw anything on that.
What'd you like to do with the horses?
Can we? Should we tie them to a tree? What do you guys think? In a nice way, I mean.
But what if another dog comes? What if the dog was after the horses and not us? It was just specifically after the horses, and it comes and gets the horses.
Is the farmer actually like?
Yeah, you see some lights on in the farmhouse. Yeah.
Do I think that he might be interested in picking up a couple of horses, no questions asked? Or do I think that if the guards then noticed them, that might be a little bit too much?
Yeah, you think the carriage would be very noticeable by the guards, but probably not the horses. There's nothing on them really marking them, and there are, again, a lot of horses, and
they're just draft horses. You said, like, they're not like riding horses or very specifically bred like knights horses.
Right.
I might even McKeck might just
suggest, you could go ask him.
Yeah, McKeck would. Perhaps we could leave them with the farmer here.
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right. So yeah, you head up to the farmer's place, and as you're getting up there, the front door sort of slams open, and an old elf with a crossbow pops out, and he says, "What are you doing? What you got there?"
Do I know this farmer's name?
Yes, Mythenmere.
It's me, Mythenmere.
Well, who's me? What are you doing? It's dark.
How many giant... You're an elf. How many giant turtles do you know?
Only 4. Only 2 I like.
Well, that told me that you dislike half my family, and I'm not prepared to ask if I'm included in the group you like.
Oh, it's McKeck, isn't it? Oh, McKeck, you're fine. I like you. Well, what can I do for you? And he'll lower the crossbow then.
We just were coming back into town, and I noticed a couple of horses wandering on the road. Thought perhaps might have some use for them.
Well, you mean, my boys? We sure would. Yeah, good horses, it seems. And then his eyes kind of lock on you, Cryon. He squints. Oh, yeah. Slumming it with some of the high races, aren't you? Interesting.
I think Cryon might lean over to McKeck and whisper under his breath, ask him if we can gain access to his field so that we can get a little closer to the cell, and then bows in an honorable way towards the farmer and gives him a nice, friendly smile.
I don't know if I trust halflings in my crops.
Oh, we're just passing through. I met them on the road as I was gathering some supplies, you know? It's gonna take the normal route, if that's okay. All the horses thought you'd enjoy them.
Of course. No, I know it rightly. Yeah, your sister actually just asked if the route would be open for tomorrow night.
Talia did?
Yes. Well, she sent word, at least. I said, yeah, route would be open tomorrow. If you need it tonight, too, that's fine.
Interesting.
McKeck, can you just ask what's happening tomorrow night?
Did she mention why she needed the route tomorrow? I don't remember any shipments.
Oh, no, she didn't. She just needed my good wide path here. Something big coming in.
Oh, interesting. Perhaps
something big and secret.
Perhaps weird. Perhaps I missed some notes. But thank you for your assistance.
Oh, no problem. Head on out. Me and my boys will take care of the horses.
Very good.
Yes.
All right.
Watch that halfling. Make sure he don't pick your pocket.
Don't you worry. We're gonna watch him real good. And hey, by the way, maybe if we need horses, we can come back and grab those off of you at some point, huh?
Wow. Yeah, I suppose. Just give me a bit of warning first. Might be out in the fields.
Sure thing.
Yeah. He'll walk on in, and the sort of creaky door slam shut.
Oh God, I was so close. That's okay.
What do you think?
Well, as he turned, I was going to do a quick pickpocket sleight of hand check, but he left too fast. He left too fast. He's a farmer. He's probably got carrots and turnips in his pocket.
I'd let you roll it if you want. We can do that.
Let's try a quick pickpocket check.
Right.
I just wonder if maybe access to the farmhouse tomorrow night might in some way benefit Cryon. I'm not sure, but you know, always giving yourself options. Okay, let me roll my sleight of hand.
All right. Oof. That's a 2. 2 rolled, a 7 total. Oof. Yeah, as you kind of get up on the porch right behind him, as he's turning to walk in, there's a creak in the wood, and he flips around, honestly, very quickly for an old man. Grabs your hand. I knew it. Dirty, sneaky little halflings.
Oof. Nah, I'm sorry, guys. That was
do much better than that. If you want old Mythenmir's pockets.
Well done, Mythenmir. You got them again.
First of all, I didn't see my dice rolling.
Oh no!
You guys see my die?
I didn't either, actually.
I didn't see it, so I'm not sure what happened to my die.
I see the result in the chat, but yeah, maybe there might be a glitch or something with the dice.
Yeah, I saw the result.
I saw it.
And I checked to see if my GM was on, but it's not. No worries. There's no way I can save that, right? I can't roll a die. No, you think you had a thread. You had like a thread, a loose thread on the side of your trousers. I was just trying to help you out with it.
You can tell him that. He's like, oh, you're lying. Whatever. Get out of here. Watch this one. He's gonna be. And then he'll turn and go in. That's fine.
Sorry, you dudes. I kind of blew that opportunity today.
It was great. By the way,
Totally
D&D is the best when things go wrong.
Yeah, I liked it. It kind of backed me into a corner, and I was like, well.
So if you're free to head into town in this direction if you want.
What? So if it was about a half an hour into town, we still have a half an hour of Pass Without Trace up.
Beautiful. Yeah, if you want to be sneaky at this point, you can all give me stealth rolls, and we will add 10 to them because of McKeck's spell.
You also just don't leave tracks.
I rolled an 11, but with McKeck's spell,
21.
it's a 21.
Good job.
Boom.
I fumbled.
Oh no!
Oh no! Which is still a 10.
And still leaves no tracks and can't be traced except by magical means.
Yeah. A 16, which is a 26.
Let's see if my die rolls shows up this time.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not.
Huh?
I don't
Did you
see it. A 10.
Oh, that's a shame. I see it.
You see the die?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. If you want, maybe you can go out of Roll20 and come back in. Maybe it'll start showing up again.
Yeah, you could like reload the page, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
But still, a 10. You got a 10, and with a 20 then total for your stealth there.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, not too shabby. So, yeah, you've left the carriage behind. Heading into town. All right. McKeck, you don't feel too dexterous or...
I generally don't.
But you also don't feel there are many people looking for you yet. So you kind of sneak through the tall corn, or I'm sorry, not the corn, the kind of husks of corn at this point, that are being grown around here. It's still pretty muddy in the fields. But you pop out the other side, and you're not too far away from the prison. What is it you'd like to do? Just keep going to the prison, or...?
We should make some kind of distraction. Get the guards out of there so we can go in and look around for our things.
Perhaps.
I can start a fire.
I like that. Yeah, starting a fire sounds great.
Great. I will start a fire on one of the Gaholdian's houses, right? Because I don't like them. They're jerks, and they're occupying our town, and they're just like mean little overlords. So, is there a house nearby, Andy, that I know belongs to somebody who's a high-ranking Gaholdian?
Like into town a little bit. Yes. You know that a couple of the officers have been staying at one of the nicer houses, kind of up the street a bit into town. If you wanted to do that, you are more than welcome.
I do want to do that. So can I kind of sneak over there?
Yeah.
Connie is not a fan of the Gahonian army, so he's not going to voice an objection to this. That's it. That's all I'll say.
Given that you specify that you're an explosives specialist, are you able to set a fire that will not burn down any related houses?
I mean, there's like no guarantees, right? Fire does its thing. Once it's going, it's just fire.
You guys thought I was the chaotic
You
one.
really do remind me of my gammy. Maybe we set a fire, I don't know, outside of town that doesn't result in people's homes being burned down?
But how is that disrupting the power structure?
It's more that it doesn't set anyone who's already disadvantaged home on fire.
I don't think any like disadvantaged people live by the rich people, right? That's not generally how things work. So I'll just burn the officers' houses down. It'll be great.
This is exactly what she was when I was sheriff.
I feel that I've lost control of this situation and will just generally yield.
Elif, give me another stealth check then. Pass Without a Trace is still on, I think, while you're within 30 feet, but...
No, it's permanent. It's
cool.
not permanent.
Good.
It's not permanent. They have to be within 30 feet of me.
When you cast it?
Yep. Each creature I
And then the
choose within
effect
30
works.
feet
Okay.
of me.
Beautiful.
So I guess 20 then.
A 20 then. All right. You feel you can get right up in here into town. There's a small pointed black iron gate kind of in the front, but it's only like 4 feet high. You could easily jump over that and get in to kind of the grounds itself.
So I'm gonna... How close am I to the building out here?
Outside the gate is still about 20
Yeah.
feet away. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get over the gate then.
All right. You hop over the gate.
And
Nothing happens.
then I'm gonna use my explosive specialist background feature, which is a custom feature, to examine the structure to determine where the weak areas are and how explosions will impact it.
Nice. Yeah, give me an intelligence check.
Connie's familiarity with
Proficiency. Yeah.
general jail cell places and maybe the way the army works, there's no chance
So that would be a 17.
Okay.
that our things are in the house that she's burning down, right?
Probably not. Yeah, you would guess that they keep everything in the prison itself. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
All right.
Can I also, with that check, determine how to best set the explosives so that so that it is least likely to impact other structures? With a 17.
Yes. Keep in mind you don't have your explosives on you, or
Right.
any like kit. You have
Because they took
the
my
ability to make a fire, and
Okay.
you know that on this side of the house is the kitchen where they would probably keep some of the oils and stuff. That's kind of your best bet here.
And do I think with my intelligence check of 17 that if I just started a fire in the kitchen, it would probably not spread to other buildings before they put it out?
Right. It would be very nasty for this building, but shouldn't spread super fast. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to try to do that.
All right. So yeah, you get out your...
So I think I can do it with produce flame. It doesn't technically have a range, but I can put the flame in my hand and then hurl it at a creature within 30 feet of me, so it's up to you if I can hurl it at an object.
Or maybe like a rat running into the kitchen, or a cat.
I'm gonna click it and put it, I'm not doing it yet, I'm just putting it in text so you can... Never mind, I'm not, because I didn't turn that setting on, so it just looks like I did it. Andy.
Yeah, and
Andy's
the last sentence Andy was saying Ghana got cut off too, so I'm
Andy?
wondering how he's doing.
We may have lost our North Star.
Oh no, I still see him in the Discord. But this seems like maybe an internet problem that is taking some time to shake out.
In situations like this, when the dungeon master are the characters able to like just basically steal anything they want from house?
Normally the way we prefer to do this is as soon as he gets back on, we're like, so great news, Andy, we found the music box, we found Kalia, we are safely well the fuck away from Burden. Also, we found like 10,000 gold pieces. It was amazing. Thanks. Yeah. We're done. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, basically, teacher leaves the room and we go nuts. We can do whatever we want.
It's a shame we can't move our characters around and jumping off, doing flips in the town square and stuff like that.
We might be able to do that.
We can move our characters. I'm just
okay. Well, he's officially disconnected, which is honestly a good sign because it means that like reality is catching up to.
He's on
his
well, it's also a good sign because it means that he hasn't just like had to flee, like his computer or something because of something going on in real life. It's way more likely that he just got cut off by internet. We can a second and answer some questions from people in chat while we.
Well, I had a question at this point.
Or a D&D question.
Lena, you threw a 15 on your intelligence check, but you said that it was a 17. So where did those other 2 points come from?
Yeah, so the check I was making was an intelligence check with proficiency, but my proficiency wasn't automatically added in, so I added in my proficiency bonus. And that would be a 2 right now.
Oh, same as me. I have a proficiency bonus of 2. So anything that you roll that level of skill associated with it, you add your proficiency bonus. Is that right?
Yep.
Only if you're proficient in it. But I am proficient. And most of the skills will auto do it. Like for stealth, if you're proficient in stealth, it will auto add in your proficiency bonus. It's just this is a custom made skill that we did. So it didn't auto add.
Nice. Wow. This thing goes deep, you guys.
Yeah.
The other thing about that is as you level up, as we get higher levels, that proficiency bonus that you can see is 2 will start going up. So like right now, Mikek has a +5 to his insight from his wisdom score and the fact that he's proficient. When his proficiency bonus goes up to 3, he'll have a +6 to insight. So it sort of is meant to represent you get even better at things.
Right. When you guys, I mean, you've been playing D&D. You guys, let's say 1 point in one of the big things. What's the one that you're jonesing to get that point in more than anything else? Like, what do you think makes it the most exciting when someone says, "Oh, you just leveled up 1 in this thing"?
That's a good question. I think it depends on
Like the
character build and what kind of character you're trying to create and play.
And like mechanically, it can also different classes use different abilities. So like you're a monk, you use a lot of dexterity and you use a lot of wisdom, so those would both be really good for you. Mikek is a druid, he uses wisdom. Elif is a warlock, uses charisma. So there's kind of mechanical questions around that. And then I think the other factor for me is exactly as Adam was saying, what kind of character are they? So Mikek, I intentionally, when I made Mikek, didn't make his charisma very high. I had points that I could have assigned to it, but Mikek just isn't that charismatic. He's a nice guy, but he's not sort of a rah-rah leader. He's not a really striking person. But I put more points in intelligence because he's actually quite smart. Like he knows how to, he knows herbalism, he knows medicine, he studies a lot. So it's like that felt better. And if you were gonna say something to me, hey, welcome back. But if you're gonna say something to me like get bonus attribute points, not in wisdom, not mechanically, just flavor wise, for him it would probably be intelligence because he studies a lot and that fits better for him.
Right, it's all very character specific, yeah.
So Andy, you're back.
Or I'm back. Where did we leave off? Where did
we had just gotten Kalia and the music box?
I described
and we're leaving town.
Death very well.
Hold on.
Damn it, he's countering us.
Before we do anything, Andy, can you make sure you're reconnected to OnWeCaster?
Oh, good call.
I will drop the link again in our Discord. Craig should have no problem just picking you back up where he was recording, so that's fine.
Beautiful. Thank you for thinking of that.
I'm still... No, I'm not seeing...
What's the highest level any of you guys have played at?
Ooh, good question.
13.
I think I've 13.
Which is where our other campaign is.
Is there a max out level currently on D&D?
20.
20.
Oh wow!
When you get to 20, you're basically like a god.
Right, but that takes a long time.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, levels start slowing down a lot. Probably around I'd say around maybe 5th or 7th it starts slowing down. So it takes a long time to get to high levels.
Wow, level 13 characters must be fun. They must have so many tricks in their arsenal.
They do.
It is definitely a ton of fun.
I'm
Cut off again.
That's deja vu.
I don't feel good about that.
There's
Andy,
a ghost
how you doing,
in the
buddy?
machine.
Ooh.
You got cut off, Andy. I don't know if you...
Okay. Should be good. All right.
Okay.
Galway,
So
do you see him in OnWeCaster?
I just got a notification that he rejoined, yeah.
All right, cool. Then, let's get started now.
So I was asking Andy if I can use, and I know it looks like I rolled Produce Flame, but I wasn't. I was trying to put the text of the spell in chat, and then it doesn't actually have the text of the spell turned on, so I turned it on. But I was asking if I can use Produce Flame as a ranged spell attack through a window in the kitchen to set off.
Yes, you can do that.
I wasn't rolling at that time either. I was putting the text in because it says you can hurl the flame at a creature within 30 feet of you, but then it also says make a ranged spell attack. So you're cool with it, even though it's...
Yeah, we'll use that as the ranged spell attack to kind of hit the oils in the window, you see. So
do I need to sneak up to the kitchen, or just are we gonna speed through this and not make me make any stealth rolls?
No, you're pretty much on the corner of the house, which is the kitchen itself. So you raise yourself up through the window, create a flame in your hands, hurl that into the window, and then you slam into the oils, knocking it over, catching everything on fire. One whole wall just immediately goes up in flames. And you very quickly turn to bolt. And as you see coming in the front gate, then, one of the knights of the Goholnian army.
Can I try to duck out of sight really quick?
You sure can. Give me a stealth roll.
That's
22?
plus another
32.
10, right?
Plus 10 is 32. Yeah. He immediately doesn't see you, but hears some screams from inside the building. And so he immediately rushes to the door and tries the doorknob, but it's locked, and so he starts kind of slamming his shoulder into it, and then immediately starts yelling, help, fire.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
You can duck around. You're just cloaked in shadow. You're silent. You can kind of duck back around the corner and out again if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna, as I'm going, once I'm far enough away, whisper quietly to myself, "Fight the power."
Connie's looking at the fire go up, and he kind of mutters to himself, "Damn, it's pretty cool when you're in on it, huh?"
Right? It is so awesome. Anyway, distraction, as you all requested. Let's go get a music box.
Just
Yeah,
like Gammy used to do.
Let's get in there, you guys. So at this point, no guards. We can get in front or back of the prison.
Right. So the guards from the prison seem to have taken up the call and have gone away. You are nowhere yet.
Oh, okay. I was like, I can.
Woo.
Elif
is
feeling
huge.
real good about that fire.
All right. You are, I'm just right now kind of putting you toward the front of the prison, but you are able to kind of go where you need to here.
And for reference, on this map, our cell was the northeastern cell.
Yes.
The three of us, excepting Cryon, didn't really see the other cells or have any real interaction with those.
No, not really.
And do we know where our stuff was put? I mean, like, McKeck was just in his shell and was like conscious the whole time.
Yeah, they took your stuff away and put you in the cell and then took it somewhere. But it's probably, it's not it's only like a few areas that it could be. It's not a very large prison.
Okay.
It's a jail meant to basically just hold people until you hang them. It's not a place to keep people long term.
So comforting.
Yeah, let's just start looting, you guys. My only proviso is if you guys see anything that looks like a box of any kind, a music box, you know what those things look like, just give me a shout.
Yeah. And if any of you see a goddamn tinder box with the initials VL on it, that's mine.
Oh,
Let's go.
Okay. But I really like
Connie
tinder
runs
boxes
in.
because they make tinder, but okay.
All right. So the guards have even left open the kind of gate here. You're able to get down to this level easily. There is no guard down here. Through the first gate here, but there is a guard up here, kind of wandering around doing the rounds still. So there's at least one guard still in here.
One guard on their own?
It does appear so, yeah. So
let's mess this fool up, you guys, and we can just. Anyone want to take the lead on that one, or maybe I'm beat him up and.
Interesting. Yeah.
In Crown, you know that the keys to this gate right here are hanging on the wall right above where that guard was sleeping earlier.
Right, I have a set of keys, but they only open manacles, right?
Right, you have one key, yeah, that has only opened manacles so far.
Okay, so let's.
Connie
let's
still
grab
has
that-
a
grab that
key
set of keys.
on him that opened his manacles, but just saying.
Let's. I'll grab that set of keys. Is that if I can? Is that a roll or is that something I can do?
Nope. Yeah, you just do that, and if you want, you can open the door here.
Connie so far has been in stealth mode. So we'll see what Krine wants to do. Sounds like he's in fighting mode, which is totally cool.
One guard. So basically, stealth mode means completely invisible, even when we're out in the open. Is that...
Not necessarily. It's just more. It's more just what Connie's kind of MO has been so far. He's like peering in, He's not really in fight mode yet, but it like he's a bugbear, so he will get into fight mode very quickly if it's necessary, for sure.
Yeah, these guys locked me up in a cell. There's only one of them. I might want to return the favor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, awesome.
I feel like maybe I take a run at this guy and give him. Is there some sort of kind of surprise monk hit that takes place when you're in stealth mode or something?
Not necessarily. There's a surprise round, basically, kind of where you initiate combat, and that means you can just run up to him and start hitting if you want.
I would also say that if Cryon seems like Cryon's like, we should just go knock this guy out, McKeck will sort of be like, okay. And I'm going to use Wild Shape and turn into a wolf again.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really sure why Cryon is leading the charge when I've got two pretty tanky characters with me. But I just think he still has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder after they
right on
put him in a cell. Yeah.
Could you give me a control of the wolf again?
Oh yeah, sorry. That's not
honestly, yeah, like no, if Cryon like is coming up and getting the keys and like muttering like let's take this guy out, Connie is immediately on board.
Yeah.
And because Connie also has a pretty cool surprise attack feature.
Right.
So I would totally love to put that to use.
All right. Crown, you unlock the door, creak it open, and rush the guard, I guess?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and give me an attack. You don't have a weapon, so Marshal Attack.
My computer's been a bit strange.
All good.
I got a little cheeky hand over Marshal Attack, but it's not giving me the option to highlight that guy. I could roll from the die if you know.
Sure.
Is it a D4?
A D20. Just roll one of them.
There you go. That's not doing it either.
Also, Samwise who in chat does point out, did Cryon lose the dagger?
He probably still has that, huh?
Yeah. The guard let him
you
keep
do
it?
have a weapon. Yeah, the dagger too. Yeah.
Interesting. Here, let me see. This might roll. My computer's been a bit weird. I don't know about you guys. It's been a bit sticky.
Oh, is it? Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try to do the refresh roll 20 kind of thing. Sometimes that works. If not, we can.
I'll try that.
Yeah, roll it for you. But
I'll try that while you guys talk amongst yourselves for a sec.
It might also be worth ducking out of, if you have Twitch open, ducking out of that for a bit. Sometimes that can take up resources.
All right. So whoever wanted more medieval music in the chat, is this good enough for you? Huh? Is this fine? Is this medieval enough? Actually, I like this song.
It's kind of a Western medieval feel.
Bring it down by like 25% for me there, Andy.
25%? Oh, okay.
If
you like this music,
so
that's not
Andy,
down.
That's not
sideways.
Down. I'm
that's sideways. It's diagonal.
That's diagonal.
In a surprise, you said there's a surprise round. So even if Cryon attacks first, can Connie's attack still as a surprise attack after?
Yes. Yeah. With your fists.
Cool. Yeah. Cool.
Can I attack after Connie with my Eldritch Blast? Like, are we all going to be in the surprise round?
I mean, the wolf has been closing in and is probably, once Cryon comes back in and punches the dude, like mid-pounce.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how, let's get Cryon's attack here pretty soon. In it at some point. Then you guys can.
Yeah, Cryon he's definitely struggling. He's still sat in a weird low position. so I'm not sure
You want to
how long that's going to take. I mean,
roll for him?
You guys could.
Yeah, I can roll for you if you want. If that's fine.
Yeah, why don't you roll for me and I'll get a chance to roll at another time.
All right, a 19 martial attack. Yeah. Yeah, you immediately kick 7 damage into this guy. He's so surprised. What the? And if you want, Cryon, you can make that second attack, or you could flurry of blows into 2 attacks.
Do we know how much it's going to take to knock this guy out? Do you know that before a fight, or is it something that
you don't?
Know?
Yeah, you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I do. So he looks pretty hurt already. You jump in the air and kick him across the face, and his eyes have gone fuzzy. It may not take too much more.
Yeah, I'll chance another attack if you could.
All right.
If you could do it for me, since I'm still in a loading.
Just as a note, you can also declare that you just want an attack to knock someone out instead of killing, if you want to. That is an option.
Oh, nice. So moving forward, if I'm only looking kind of incapacitate someone, you can say that instead of killing them.
Yep.
Good to know.
Yeah, you kick him straight in the face that first time, and as you're sort of coming down again, you like try to elbow him like straight in the gut, but his armor prevents much damage. That's an 11 and it misses. But Connie, Wolf
bite?
Elif,
Wolf bite?
Yeah, whoever else wants to get in on this.
Wolf has pack tactics, so I have advantage on attack rolls against creatures if one of my allies is within 5 feet of it, and the ally is not incapacitated. Cryon is bite. Bite. Oh god, so many bites. Too many bites. Only one bite.
16.
16,
yeah,
and
16
the wolf is trying to just knock out.
Cool. Okay.
So 16 hits.
Yeah.
7 piercing damage.
All right. As Cryon elbows him in the gut, doesn't quite penetrate the damage. The wolf just jumps on him and takes him down. It starts to bite into him, and the guy passes out very quickly. That's it. He is incapacitated. Then.
Good job. Let's loot.
Can we take a moment just to check in on Dom's Roll20 network situation? Dom, how's it looking for you? Are you loaded into the game yet?
No, I'm still in a loading pattern. My Discord is up. The caster thing is up and running.
Does Dom's audio sound kind of clicky to anybody else?
A little bit, yeah.
So between that and the fact that Roll20 is giving you some trouble, I'm wondering if Dom, if it might be worth, and sorry audience, it might be worth to just close out of your Roll20 tab and to maybe even, depending on your comfort level with it, maybe even disconnect from your Wi-Fi and connect back in. That's just an idea if people don't want to do that, but like that might just kind of refresh your Wi-Fi connection, and then we'll just have you kind of hop back in Discord, get on Weekcaster running, and then see if everything feels better.
Yeah, let me do that. I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
Sorry, everybody. Just trying to maximize.
You are good. This is a live recording.
Look at all those clicks that just came through for Dom.
Oh, there they came in.
Holy crap. Jesus, the halfling is just like full mountain ground and pound.
I'm just gonna come out of Discord now.
Cool.
Yeah, I tapped Roll20, and when it didn't work, it just needed to wake up a little bit. So I think I tapped it a fair few times.
No, you're good.
Oh,
yeah, actually,
cool.
You sound good too now. So I wouldn't even maybe get out of Discord. You might just try Roll20 again.
Okay.
Yeah. So if the game loads for you, then from there, let's just make sure you're still connected to the OnWeCaster, and then we're good to go.
And we are sadly coming to the end of our episode anyway, so we should be good either way.
Back check on the caster thing.
He's on the caster.
Beautiful.
So we should be good.
Just
if he can see Roll20.
I'm going to launch the Roll20 game.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
So, while you're doing that, so I guess looting has begun. Connie's definitely looking for whatever room. Is this built? This jailhouse? Is it basically the same jailhouse it's been here for years, right? You were described it as like sinking
Many
in the
years.
mud.
Yeah.
So Connie's familiar
Like
with this.
almost one of the first buildings in the town. Yeah.
So he's
Definitely
familiar with it.
this.
He would know maybe where the traditional spot would be to keep prisoners' belongings, right?
100%. You even know of a secret little compartment just above the bench over here that where they store some of the good stuff.
So Connie's going straight for that, and in addition to his regular belongings, he will take extra, maybe even a dangerous amount of time looking desperately for that tinderbox. If it's not here,
Yeah,
he will
that's
look
fine.
in other places for it.
Yeah. As Cryon, then, as you kind of leer over the body of leer's not the right word.
I was gonna say what? I feel like you're projecting a little onto like Burbage on
There
me.
we go. There we go.
Loom
As
over,
Cryon
loom
looms
over.
over the body of the guard in front of him, two wolves in this jail cell start to go crazy, barking, snarling at you. And then a Elif, you sort of see a no-legged goblin has kind of crawled over to the edge of the jail cell as well. And he says, what are you doing up there?
Just,
Is he
starting fires, creating chaos. Where are your legs? Are you okay?
I'm
Is he a
fine.
hobbled goblin? A hobbled goblin?
Sure.
Ba-dum-tsh.
If you're there, where the bird's gonna be?
What birds?
If you're there, where the bird's gonna be?
I don't know. In my hair, it's a lot of hair. I have a lot of hair. It's a big hair.
They took the place of the birds, and the birds are no longer here.
Is,
I have no idea what you're talking about. Is that why you're in jail? Because you're crazy?
is it an elf? Is that what you said? An elf?
It is a goblin.
A
Yeah.
goblin? Is he in the same cell as the wolves?
He is, yes.
Okay, it's a shame. Still no luck on my Roll20 thing.
Interesting.
I'm
All right.
moving the
But
Macaque
how's
token.
the sound? Sounds okay?
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm moving my Macaque token up because I don't have sight on Wolf.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, McKeck, you also see a couple kobolds in this cell. They sort of rush up, and one of them points to Cryon and says, "He didn't pay for my drink." And then he passes out drunk.
I am still
these
in wolf
guys.
form. So
Okay. You also see a very old, well, not very old, but an older looking orc, battle scarred across him, wander up to the edge of his jail cell as well. Connie, you're reading around in that area. There's nothing in here at the moment because it seems like the Gohonians didn't know that this was a thing. And you're looking around then, Elif as well, and Cryon, looking around all the benches and stuff. You find your packs and your weapons pretty easily.
Sweet.
Yeah. There do seem to be a couple packs of some of the other people in jail, but that's up to you if you want to take those.
Do we get a chance to look inside them before we take them, or it's just kind of a shot deal, take the packs?
Yeah,
Let's-
sure. Give me an investigation check.
I wish I could.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just looking at a determining scale sizes loading menu. So I think
man.
you're gonna have to roll
Yeah.
for me, Andy.
No worries. I got you.
All right.
Investigation. It's going to be a 19.
Boom.
Nice. Yeah, so Cryon, then you search a few of the packs easily. Some of it's just obvious. One of them's a kobold pack, which has basically a small little cage filled with scorpions. and butter that's gone very, very bad. One of them you see has a Town of Burden badge in it, as well as a crossbow and some bolts. You're not finding any music box, though Connie, you do find the tinderbox.
I find the tinderbox?
Yes, or really, Cryon finds it and hands it to you, or if he does, I suppose I should assume that.
I will certainly do that. I'm obviously not too interested in the butter. Are the scorpions they're in their own little box, like they're in a little
a really
case?
frail little tiny bird cage. It looks like. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take the scorpions.
Okay.
Crossbow? Is that an interesting thing for Cryon to take? He's not necessarily an archer by any means, right?
Not super. I mean, you know how to use them, and you're decent at them. But
okay, I'll take the crossbow and the arrows, and then I'll just desperately keep looking and shout. Anybody seeing a box? Music box. This is why we came here. Anyone seen anything like that? What about that table over there?
Yeah, as you kind of rush to the other table to check that out as well. There you just have your supplies, and it seems like some of the supplies of the other people in here. Connie, as you hit over here to this table as well, you hear a voice from the far jail cell, and it's, "Well, if it isn't Connie Demure, how you doing, you old bastard?"
Do I know that voice? Can I walk around here
You
to
know
the cell?
that voice as Vern.
What?
Someone you thought maybe was dead?
Vern Loris, you son of a bitch. I thought you was dead.
Connie, why don't you try to get me out of here? What do you say about that?
Well, shit.
This ain't a place for an old orc like me. You know that.
Okay. Now, this is where... Did I specify anywhere in my writings what he was?
I don't believe so.
I guess I didn't. If I didn't, that's my bad. So, okay, Vern is an orc. You're not, like, doing some weird shit. In my mind, he was a furbolg, but he's an orc.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think an orc, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, this is the one you knew from years ago.
The one who ousted me from my sheriff position.
Indeed.
Well,
you also were pretty sure he was dead.
Yeah. And, okay. How... I don't want to slow down this to a halt right at the end of the episode, but, like, how did Connie know that he was dead? Like, what was the story behind that? Like, I thought the Gahonian army, I thought Vern kind of resisted their occupation of the town and of the jailhouse. Did I hear that from somebody, or did I see the body, or what?
You went to the public hanging, where they hung Vern.
All right, Connie is holding the tinderbox that used to be Vern's.
Yeah.
That Vern had given him years ago when they were still kind of on speaking terms. And he's looking back and forth between the tinderbox and Vern. And he turns to, like, the others, Elif and anyone else is there, and he's like, "I rightly don't know what's going on. That man is supposed to be dead."
But obviously he's not. So maybe he just didn't take. Sometimes death doesn't take, right?
Can I ask this Vern a question that only Vern would know the answer to?
You sure can. However, why don't all of you take out your earphones for just a minute?
All of us?
I'm gonna talk straight to the audience here.
Okay, headphones off. Headphones off.
I'll type in the chat when you can come back.
Sounds good.
All right, chat. It's just you and me now. We're gonna change up the music a little bit. Ooh, nice. All right. As the group is in prison, finding all of their old things, way across town, on the northern parts, there is a very large barn. It has been used for storage for a warehouse for a very long time, and not recently has it stored many things in it. However, on this crisp, cold fall night, Kalia steps through the main entrance of this place, dragging a very large, heavy tote filled to the brim with grasses and haze. Drags it across the barn, sets it down in front of one of the very large stalls. And Kalia looks up, and the incredibly massive elk, horns reaching 3 stories high almost, as it raises itself up to its full height and then back down to eat and gobble up the grasses that she's brought it. As it does this, she pats the side of its massive head. And she says, "You're gonna be okay. I'll make sure of it. I have a brother that's looking for me. He can help." All right, and why don't we bring everyone else back? That'll be the end of the episode. Are you back?
Hello.
Hey, all right.
Hello.
Ooh, so now the chat's got some info that you guys don't. Interesting. All right, so hey, that's gonna end us on this evening's Dom and Dragons. If you enjoy this and want to know where the story goes, give us a follow here on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube at Helpful Goat Gaming, on Twitter and Facebook at Helpful Goat, all one word. You can listen to the podcast, Goats and Dragons. This will be up in a few weeks. Our first episode will be up in about a week, I believe. We'll definitely post on our socials when all of that is coming. If you wanted to join our Discord, you can type in !Discord in the chat and you get a link to that. If you wanted to help us financially do what we love to do here, you can type in !Donate, and that'll give you a link to our Ko-Fi page where you can buy us a coffee. Yeah, that was fun. A lot of good character stuff tonight. I really enjoyed it. So that's it for this evening. I'm super excited where this is going. This is a blast. From all of us on Dom and Dragons, we wish you an excellent evening. Good night.
Yeah.
Bye,
Thanks
friends.
for bearing
Good night,
with
everybody.
technical stuff tonight, everybody. Good night.
Yes.
Bye.